Some changes here down the stretch.
The reason why you make those changes is because you're struggling to score offensively. So you bring in two knockdown shooters. Allen's struggling, but both guys have to be defended.
But both guys are coming in cold off the bench with 2 and change left. Very difficult to ask them to knock it in.
Garnett turns, rolls around, doesn't go. James the rebound.
I don't agree with posting up Kevin Garnett. Great player, but keep the ball in the hands of Pierce and spread the floor with shooters.
Pierce is back on James with Posey on the bench now. Shot clock down to 7. James to Pavlovich, into Wallace, back to James, a 3. Won't go. P.J. Brown the rebound. And the ball back in Pierce's hands. Celtics have led the entire game, trying to hang on and advance to the conference finals. Pierce, House. Brown the jump shot. Puts it in! P.J. Brown, the unlikely hero. And the Celtics go up by 3 with 1:21 remaining. What a performance from the veteran here in the fourth quarter. And the Cavs call timeout.
Talk about veterans, talk about experience. P.J. Brown, what you gonna do when the ball is swung to you? Steps in rhythm, knocks it down, and throws his hands up.
P.J. Brown off the bench gives the Celtics a 3-point lead, but still plenty of teams. Will it be the Cavs or the Celtics right now? 91-88, 1:21 remaining here in the fourth quarter of Game 7. Just what you'd hope for in a Game 7 as a fan. Certainly a little tense for the Cavs and Celtics fans. But what a great performance from some individual guys, but an unlikely hero, P.J. Brown, stepping up.
Well, he's got a tip in. He's got a made jumper. I thought Eddie House passed up a wide open shot, and P.J. Brown bailed him out. What can Brown do for you? It's not a UPS commercial.
I like the substitution by Mike Brown, bringing in Joe Smith and taking out Ben Wallace. A liability on the offensive end, so now another guy that has to be defended.
P.J. Brown didn't start the season in the NBA, was out of the league, didn't sign till February, played only 18 games regular season. This is the most points he scored all season, but he picked a perfect time for the Boston Celtics.
About Rondo back in the ball game along with Posey. Defensive purposes, you need a stop.
James, they get out of his hands. Delonte West, no good. Rebound, fought for, scrambled for, and they're going to call a jump ball. Good hustle from both teams as Ilgauskas just dives on the floor on top of Posey.
And this is good unselfish play. This is a set play from the timeout. Able to get Delonte West a wide open look. Not able to knock it down.
Ilgauskas with the height advantage here with exactly a minute remaining. Celtics clinging to a 3-point lead. Both teams are in the penalty. Both teams with multiple timeouts remaining.
And watch Kevin Garnett overpower Pavlovich and try to steal this jump ball as Ilgauskas goes up and most likely will win the tip.
And he's looking right at LeBron James. Posey trying to get a head start. Ilgauskas on the second tip. Pierce comes up with it and calls timeout. He gets the timeout. Paul Pierce making every big play for the Celtics today.
This is something you go over in training camp. How to form a sandwich to be able to tip it into 2 guys. Here, Pierce does a great job of cutting James off and beating him to the loose ball. These are the little things that you have to cover in training camp and make sure you execute down the stretch of close games.
You see the emotion of Paul Pierce. As we said, he spent his entire 10-year career here with Boston. Some rough years, especially recently. Last year's 24-win disaster. He at times thought he wasn't going to finish his career here. Thought he might be traded in this offseason. But then it all changed when first Ray Allen acquired, then Kevin Garnett. And now having a special year with what could be a special team, but still plenty of time left.
Yeah, but that's a mistake on James's part. That's a block out. He's got to know you've got the advantage on the jump. You know where they're going to try to tip it. You've got to hit Paul Pierce. Just like a defensive rebound, this has to be a block out. Pavlovich trying to do his job. Pierce, good strength. That's just a flat-out mistake by a guy having a tremendous game in LeBron James.
And a flat-out hustle play from Paul Pierce. Celtics now down to one timeout. LeBron James has been remarkable. He has carried this team here on the road in a Game 7, but they still trail by 3 with 58.1 left. Celtics will have the ball right now. Again, what's been impressive here in the fourth, in a series dominated by defense and low field goal percentage, guys are making big shots. And some clutch free throws as well.
And Delonte West had a chance to knock in a tying 3. Wide open, as Mark said, good set play.
I think if you're Ray Allen or you're Eddie House right now, you are waiting for the basketball to be swung your way. You are shooters. Get in position because you're not asked to make the play. You're asked to knock down a shot.
Delonte West will try some tough ball denial on Eddie House. Eddie at fresh point is looking for something.
And Eddie House has to make sure if he's going to be asked to initiate the offense that he handles the ball. Delonte West, good ball pressure. House not a true point guard.
What the discussion is here is whether or not on the timeout they can advance the ball.
Which absolutely they can. Coming off a jump ball.
Right.
The ball was not passed. Caught, possession, timeout, can advance, and a good decision so they don't have to advance the ball up the court.
And I think if you're Doc Rivers, you don't want Eddie House handling the basketball. Right away off the inbounds, gets it to Paul Pierce.
Pierce telling Garnett to go away. James has played some great defense in this series. Is holding it. Shot clock at 8. Pierce making his move. Finding Garnett. Garnett's jumper won't go. Rebound, LeBron James. Half minute to go. James looking on the drive. Gets inside. Tough shot. Misses, and Garnett the rebound. Now they have to foul. Pierce ahead to Allen. They have to foul. And they're finally due with 18.8 seconds remaining. And one of the premier free throw shooters in the NBA will go to the line.
I thought James had a pull-up 3 in transition right here to tie it and get a 2 for 1. Now he's attacking. Ben Wallace is in the game. Not enough offense. He's forced to take an off-balance jump shot.
I agree with you. Bad defense by the Celtics. Realize the only thing that could tie the game was a 3. They actually allowed LeBron James to dribble to the line.
Allen has been the best free throw shooter in the playoffs. He's now 31 for 32 in this year's postseason. And he gives them a 4-point lead, 2-possession game. Incredible numbers from the line. 2 clutch free throws from Ray Allen. And the Celtics go up by 5. Cavs call one of their final 2 timeouts. Well, Ray Allen, who has not been a factor today in much of this series, comes off the bench and hits 2 huge free throws to give the Celtics a little cushion. All right, now it's Cavs ball. They'll advance it on the timeout. Still 18.8 remaining. And with 1 timeout left, there's plenty of time for them to get some things accomplished. Jeff, what's the strategy, at least on this first possession for Cleveland?
Well, you've got to score and score quickly. I would preferably like to have a 3-point attempt so I can then try to steal the inbounds pass, if not foul, and then they have to make 1 of 2 versus if you take the quick 2, 1 of 2 still leaves you in a 2-possession game.
Mark, obviously LeBron James going to have the ball in his hands, but he's going to see a wave of defenders at him, right?
Well, I don't think you put a wave of defenders. You ask that primary defender to keep him in front of him and contest. Don't allow him to lift. But you do not want to leave the 3-point shooters of the Cavs. So force LeBron to make a play individually with help.
Damon Jones, a 3-point shooter, inserted back in. Pavlovich can shoot from 3. West and, of course, LeBron James and Joe Smith, the 5th player for Cleveland.
Really the only guy that is in position to help is the guy defending Joe Smith, not a three-point shooter. Everybody else should stay at home.